And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 14, episode 18. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And if you are watching this episode of the Cloud9 podcast on Friday because you missed getting the chance to watch this episode of the Cloud9 podcast live, you're probably watching it on Friday. And if you are watching it on Friday, then I hope you guys have a great weekend as well. Make sure you guys, go outside, go to a bar, go to a festival, a carnival, go out to dinner, go out to a movie, and have fun with your friends and loved ones. But for me, I will be watching League of Legends, because the LCK 2025 spring split begins. We had Hanwha Life Esports versus Gen G. Then we also had the conclusion of the LEC 2025 spring split. And then we also are going to be doing a tier list for the LTA 2025 Americas split stage 2. But if I'm being completely honest here, there really isn't that much hype around this split coming up. It just feels like no one really cares about like NA anymore when it comes to like League of Legends. There's literally just 100 Thieves, Cloud9, FlyQuest, and Team Liquid. And it's like, can any of these other teams in the league really surprise? I don't really know, honestly. So we'll be talking about all of that. And we'll be also talking about, I think when we get to the LEC portion, Rogue is going to end up also selling their slot because they're in advanced negotiations to sell to Navi, who is primarily known in Counter-Strike and Dota, actually. So also, if you guys have seen my recent George R.R. Martin video, I'm going to be, putting out more content. The content's already done. I just have to basically, edit it and then release it to you guys. I do have an episode of Comic Book Market Watch coming out tomorrow as well for you guys if you are interested in that. But nevertheless, joining me here in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast to talk about League of Legends esports is Mr. Blanks. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm killing it.
God.
Oh my god, works crazy, yeah.
I think I'm watching way too much NBA recently. I will say the season's somewhat exciting. There are some really wacky, crazy games that have been going on. Like I watched the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves. Remember that game? Oh my god, fucking Westbrook. I don't know how he misses that shot toward the very end. Good God,
Jokic whole night.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Jokic had a great night. He like 60 points and shit.
And then you gave it to Westbrook to close the game. Okay, that's where you fucked up.
But how did he miss that? That is a shot you just don't miss.
Because he's not a good shooter anymore.
It was the layup though. It was a base layup. All of them do it. I've never.
But guess what? A lot of people miss base layups. You overthink it. That's the issue with a base layup. You put too much pressure
you would think that when they got that steal, it's over. It's done. And then it didn't happen because, and to be fair, I will say I think they also messed up too. They missed a free throw. I think one of the players missed a free throw, and that would have tied the game in a better way. But I watched that. I watched Mavericks versus, I think it was Hawks, right? It was Mavericks versus the Hawks or Pistons or one of them. And I'm fucking hell. Anthony Davis kind of went off it a little bit. Klay Thompson looks just so washed.
He been washed.
It just looks
he's
just running it down, man. He don't care.
He got paid while he was injured. And then he wanted a pay cut. They kind of wanted some of their money back.
Yeah.
He said no. He shouldn't. In his mind was, why you give me the money while I was injured? Like, it was kind of like, it was kind of a thank you kind of thing. But he didn't realize that shit was going to come back and bite him in the hand.
Oh, yeah. Good Lord. Like the Mavericks, if you guys haven't seen their season record, it's pretty bad, honestly. Can they still make playoffs? Or they clinch it at all?
Yeah, they won't. But they can.
How many games do they have to win for them to get in? Also, keep in mind, it's also pending on other teams winning and losing too. Like their destiny really isn't even in their own hands anymore at this point. Yeah. So, I mean, you also have, and tonight you have, Golden State versus Lakers. I like Stephen Curry. I think he's still very, very good. He's still super good in his age, man. 30 years old, still just pumping out great performances there.
Yeah, he's
good
like
Lord.
36.
Just, man's killing it. Just, my God, that guy is one of my favorite players to watch still to this day. That guy is just a talent on that fucking team. I would
Dallas, they have 38 wins. They're secured in the 9th seed. That means they're going to be in the play-ins.
Yeah.
Right now, okay, Golden State's 44-31. They're locking the 5th seed tied with Memphis and Minnesota. Memphis just fired their coach. They're going downhill.
Yep.
They're going downhill. They're going to trade John Morant next year. That's what's going to happen.
God, right? Man.
Golden State could be as high as 3, and they could be as low as 8. That's where Golden State is right now.
If the Lakers want to win tonight against Curry, they need to shut down Draymond Green and Steph Curry. They need to figure out how to do it. If you don't do that, and if Curry ever gets momentum, he's just going to fucking run laps on the whole team. Yep. Just completely destroy them. I don't even think Jackson Hayes is enough to stop him from going off on threes. The man has almost 30,000 points. Those are just from 3-pointers. I think he has. Doesn't he have like the highest 3-point average for a season? Like multiple seasons? Like, dude is just a fucking beast. That's what people said. Who you like LeBron or Steph Curry? I was like, I like Steph Curry more. I thought he was just a better player when I was watching them play, but that's just me personally. So you got that on tonight. I watched the Thunder play, and they just clap everyone, honestly. I know you said potentially you don't think they're gonna win a trophy or at least get to the finals, but that would kind of suck if you had a season this dominant and you didn't get that far. That would actually suck ass completely.
I mean, it happens though.
Yeah. So what else is there? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's it for basketball. I'll end up watching the rest of the game when it's done and over because I don't have TNT live, so fucking hell.
If Dallas gets to 40 wins, I think they're secured. Right now, Phoenix is 35-41. If Phoenix loses one more game and if Dallas can get to 40 wins, Phoenix might be out. And then that will unfortunately eliminate Portland and San Antonio. They're barely hanging on. Like Phoenix might be the most expensive team not even to make the play-ins. Phoenix is so garbage. Sacramento's there. They're holding on by a dear thread. They're trash too. They traded their star player away. Dallas traded their star player away. Clippers is going to make it just because they got 44 wins.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part about it. Technically, any team from 3rd seed could fall out, but more likely this is going to happen. Lakers are in. Lakers could lose the last 7 games.
It doesn't matter, yeah. They're talking like 4th place, maybe.
They could go as low as 8th.
Really?
They're not going to be
I forgot. It's that close right now.
Yeah,
and
it's 2 games. It's 2.5
right
games.
Now it's Golden State is 40, Lakers is 32. Right now we're doing this episode, and they're in the second quarter. They're at 5 minutes in. Yeah, I mean, if people look at the last recent games between Golden State and the Lakers, I mean, Golden State I think it's just a better team. Like I don't really see a world they can really win, honestly. But I hope they do. I mean, I'm just being realistic, honestly. So. The Lakers currently right now standings and because Thunder.
They're 3rd seed, but Denver has a better win record, but Lakers have less losses because they play less games. They're two games behind Denver in the amount of games.
Because if the Warriors win tonight, they'll be at 45, and Denver will take the lead in 3rd because they'll have 47, and the Lakers will be just stuck at 46.
Yep. Yeah, because they'll be 46-30. Denver goes to 3. Golden State will still be at 5th. That means they will.
Man,
there's a good chance that Golden State and Lakers might face each other in the first round of the playoffs.
Shit, that's not good for the Lakers. That's not good.
Good thing is, the crazy part about it is, if Denver gets to 3rd or 4th seed, the Lakers don't have to face them to the West.
You know what's even worse for the Lakers coming up in their matches? So after facing the Warriors tonight, they got to face the Pelicans. Then they have the hardest strength. They have I think they're one of the few teams that have a hard strength of schedule because they have OKC back to back. They have them on the 6th and they have them on the 8th. Their OKC matches are back to back. And I don't think there's any way they win one of those. Honestly, those have to, by looking at their games that those would have to be almost guaranteed losses. Or at least if they can win one of them in an upset fashion, that'd be pretty cool. They face the Mavericks, so that's gonna be pretty hype because Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic. That's gonna be pretty hype a little bit. And you have their last two games are Rockets and Trailblazers.
Yeah. I don't know about Houston. They're gonna lose to OKC at least once.
At least once.
If
they can beat OKC twice, that would be pretty impressive. But I don't think it's gonna happen.
No way. If they can beat them once, that's all they gotta do.
You guys are 48-28 currently, I think.
Yeah, we're stuck in the third seed. The Pacers can't catch us because I think we own the tiebreaker over them.
I think you beat them twice, obviously.
Yeah.
Your guys' last games, you guys have won. You guys just played against the Cavaliers. You lost to them.
Yeah, they kind of own the.
That to be fair. If you listen to the best team out the guys really that bad, it's pretty expected at that point.
Nah, but it's the way we're losing. It's not even competitive.
You guys have.
And the fucking thing is, we were up on Cleveland.
I saw that too. You guys are winning that game too.
Yeah.
You have Hawks, Suns, Celtics,
Boston,
Pistons.
Detroit. You
have Cavaliers again, and the Nets. You got a home game at the very end, which you said you're probably going to go to.
It's in Brooklyn. I think maybe.
Man, just go. Have
no,
some fun,
Brooklyn's different from New York City.
Just wear a Nets jersey.
No, it's not about that. It's actually no. If it was at Madison Square Garden, you get off and you walk 5 blocks from Grand Central. From Brooklyn, I gotta take a train to get to another train. That's like I gotta bring.
Oh hell no, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's the issue. And it's good thing is it's 1:00 p.m. That's mean if I leave on the regular time, I ain't gonna see what time just in case someone's watching. Yeah. You leave the regular time, you get down there, boom, boom.
As you guys got fucking hell, you have to play the Celtics last and the Cavaliers last. You got a decently hard strength of schedule coming up. So we'll see how it plays out. All right, time to go to some League of Legends stuff, actually.
Can we get some wins? I think we can.
LCK 2025 Spring Split beginning. Gen G 2-0ing Hanwha Life Esports coming out clean. Just game one was just
2-0. Ass kicking. Put their whole foot in the air. Just broke it all.
Game one had to have been one of the biggest stomps I've seen in a while. That was an actual fisting. That was a fisting. Chovy got his fist all up in Zeka's ass, dug his shit out completely.
Just like a big black dude, Adrian Chevy.
I know the casters were like, game two was a little bit more closer. It really wasn't. It was mostly Gen G had the game for the most part.
It was close like the Super Bowl. It looked closer than it seemed.
Yeah, but for the most part,
last 2 games.
You had for the most part, Gen G came out swinging pretty hard, and that's good because as we knew what happened with Gen G last split, they were just some would say Canyon was a crackhead. Duro was just he was just bad, and Rula just wasn't even there in the head, and motherfucker's brain collapsed.
He was absolute dog shit.
So I was glad to see Gen G come out 2-0, being the recent champions, and Hanwha Life, because people were going to be like, man, they're still hungover from first stand. Okay, so that would be understandable in different seasons, not this one in particular with Hanwha Life. So I'll explain it to you guys. So typically when that happens, it's because the team ended up traveling to a specific region for a certain event, right? Guys, what is the context of Hanwha Life being hungover? There's nothing. Guys, they held first stand at LOL Park. Okay, so they had no traveling. They just went to the same building that they went to, for the entirety of the split. So there's no actual I have to travel, set up my PCs here, get a facility, and collab with that org for that one, and jet lag and all that shit. Accustomed to that place because Koreans have a hard time adjusting to places. Had none of that. Had absolutely none of that. And then keep in mind, guys, first stand ended 2-3 weeks ago. The LCK 2025 spring split began 2.5 weeks after first stand was over. 2 weeks is more than enough time to get some rest on we don't get 2 weeks worth of vacation here. We barely might get 3 days, actually. no reason to be playing that bad. They had a literally almost 3-week vacation before they even played a new game on stage. And they didn't travel. They just got completely ass destroyed. Like Zayu's just having probably one of the most off nights he's ever had in a long time.
Yeah.
Just completely ran it down. Peanut, in typical Peanut fashion, whenever he's facing off against Canyon, Canyon will just always have Peanut's number. No matter how good Peanut is, and I do think Peanut's good, Canyon will just always have his number, no matter what. He seems to always know how Peanut plays the game. Chovy is because surprising last split was that Chovy was just playing not good. Well, if Chovy ever kind of snaps back and starts playing well, it's kind of over for Zeka because, the skill ceiling between them is pretty big, actually. But I'm saying Zeka's bad, but there's a skill difference there, obviously. Ruler and Duro still, I think, are going to be the question mark for Genji still.
No, they're definitely weak points of
I'll say the reason why they lost Humble because Viper was aggressively disrespecting Genji's bot lane, playing in just the most disrespectful way in terms of his positioning. And Delight is just always trying to save Viper, no matter how disrespectful he's playing up against the enemy team. Now, keep in mind, Humble Life, guys, don't get me wrong, they're probably still going to be one of the teams that are going to be either in the finals or winning the split. So, but Genji's always kind of beaten them. They've never really had an issue with Humble Life in pretty much almost any split that I can remember, honestly.
Except the past split.
Yeah, and keep in mind, without Lehens and Pays now, you kind of have to realize some of these guys are going to have to pick up some of the slack. And T1, they play DRX, and I think having that as a opening matchup for them is not bad because DRX is bad. And I think T1, if they want to get their confidence building up to face some of the other top 3 teams, their rematch against Hanwha Life, that's going to be pretty hype. Rematch against Genji, that one's always the banger of the season everyone looks forward to. And obviously facing off against DK. DK's kind of had their number for a little bit there. Facing off against some of these, it's like when you have sex or flirt with a fat bitch at a bar before you get to the better girls. It's kind of like what you need to do. Just warm up a little bit, then you got to get your confidence there. Because Kumayusi's going to be looking at the coaching staff going hey guys, I'm back. Awkward. God. So that's the only match that's actually worth talking about because last night I tried to watch Nongshim versus Bro, and I swear to God, I got 10 minutes in. I remember
I told you just skip that whole night.
Just knocked out. Lehens picked Elise support, and I was like, I'm not ready to watch this. I'm not ready to blow my brains out. I told
you just skip that whole night. You don't even need to watch it.
Then you said DK faced off against Down to Fuck.
Yeah. That was the cinema match. I thought that was going to be the 2-0. I thought that was going to be the 2-0. Nope, that was the 2-1.
In theory, right? That should be the 2-0. Clean it up. Just get a mop. Just get them out. Just go home early.
Nope, them motherfuckers want everyone to stay extra time. I'm like,
Showmaker knows better because they were DDoSed in that one match against DRX at one point. Or it was against them that they were DDoSed on one time. And they were sitting in the fucking studio for how many hours? 8, 9+ hours.
It was 7 hours. It was 7 hours. It was
7 hours.
That's when that motherfucker was sleeping. They said he was snoring like a motherfucker. He was gone.
You know what's crazy? He said they said he wears those glasses now because he had eye surgery, so his eyes are completely fine. It's the fact that he wears them because that's his brand. Because the girls think it's hot that he wears them.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why do you need to wear glasses if your eyes are fixed? There's no point in wearing them.
Because Korean women are weird.
They are. Breon, if Breon can't even beat Nongshim, that's bad. Because, I thought at least they would be able to beat the teams that are around their level. Well, if they can't beat Nongshim, well, we're kind of they're screwed. Because you can't beat anyone better than you. I don't think this split, Genji will lose them the way they were losing to them last split, given how we've seen how they just played together. So that's pretty much it for the LCK.
Got Bro beat Genji. The only one that got Bro beat Genji only fucked T1.
That's true.
Wait. And that's how I feel. The way you take it. Genji loses to Bro, but T1 gets fucked.
That's how you know that format was trash. That's how you know that format was absolute garbage. That's how you know that format is pure, unfiltered shite.
Yep.
That a team could straight up be 4-1 in a regular season And the point of a regular season finish that's good, guys, is that you at least get, well, now as the competitive splits go for the regions, you get at least like a double elimination chance because that's your reward for finishing strong in the regular season. If you don't even reward a team for their strong regular season finish, what's the point of having one then? What's the point of why not T1 just go fucking 1-4 drop like Nongshim almost did? And the point of that. So let's go over and talk about the LEC. So let's kind of start the discussion off with Rogue first, because Rogue, apparently, as rumored from Sheep Esports, is in the advanced negotiations to sell their LEC slot to Navi. Obviously, they have one of the most popular, one of the best Counter-Strike players is Simple. They're known in CSGO. They're known in Dota. That's all I know about them, honestly. And they're going to be selling their slot. And Rogue, honestly, like, you know, they came in, they were bad with that original roster of Senkux, and I always call him fucking sucking dicks. He was terrible. Fucking, they put a roster together of Prophet, Kikis, Senkux, Hikyu, and Woolite or someone like that. Like, just absolute most ass roster you could ever think of, honestly.
What fucking names are those?
Senkux literally was one of the most overrated trash mid laners in the past that was always getting carried by his teammates. So Rogue, after that, they brought up Inspired and Larson, and you guys remember that roster, right? And then that was the same split. They brought up the rookies that they had, and they had Vander on that team. And then that was the same split where they could have beaten Schalke and saved their season, but Larson decided to 9/11 himself in the fountain.
That's the way he did it.
Yeah, so they were having a bad regular season, and they brought up Larson and Inspired, and then he just completely threw their whole series. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then later on, they started being rivals to essentially Mad Lions. They were always losing to G2. You know how you have that team in the traditional sports league where they're always decent? They start out bad, they get decent, they get comfortably decent, and then they'll always lose to that one team. They were always losing to G2 no matter what. And then it got to a point where they got to Worlds in 2020, and they actually ended up winning a split that was in 2022. They made a finals in 2021, spring of the LEC. They lost to Mad Lions, a series they easily should have won. They threw that fourth game so hard. They lost to Armood. They had a 10,000 gold lead on Baron. I don't know how they lost the game. That's just a complete choke. So then Rogue, after that, Mad Lions lost, was just known as chokers, because we saw them later on. They were just choking. They choked at Worlds and a lot of key games they could have won during that year as well, even in the LEC in that summer split. 2022, they had a great regular season. They brought over Malrong. Malrong was like the MVP. They ended up they beat Fnatic, but they were always losing to G2. They lost to G2 when they had a Ham and Flaccid. 3-0. But to be fair, Caps was playing very, very well at that point. But Larson just getting his whole ass fisted by Caps usually. Then in that summer split, they looked a little bit less good, but they did manage to pull it out against Fnatic and G2. At the end of that split, they won a trophy after choking away several final appearances, actually. And they got to Worlds. They did very well in week 1, but week 2 came around and they just kind of showed how bad they really were. Mostly just the other better teams just kind of underperforming, like Top Esports. Now, you know, at this point, was underperforming constantly. They're just always bad at international events. DRX, obviously, they won World, so congrats to them, obviously. And then you had them losing to fucking Gigabyte Marines with Levi. Holy fucking shit. Yeah. They made top 8. They lost to JDG. That was one of the most biggest stomps I've seen in a quarterfinals match. Just absolutely just, you knew they had no hope of winning. You knew they were frauds. They lost. And then 2023, they rebranded to Koi with Ebuy. Ebuy merged their orgs together. And then people were like, why don't they just go back to Rogue? That is a better branding name. Well, that ended up happening. 2023, Ebuy didn't want to work with Rogue anymore, so they dissolved the partnership. Ebuy ended up merging with Mad Lions, Mad Lions Koi, and they went back to Rogue, and Rogue's back. So you're like, okay, this might actually, you know, give them some kind of firepower to make a better roster now that they lost the Ebuy sponsorship. No, they didn't. They had a roster of Finn and Marcoon, and that shit was terrible. And they had Comp, who looked like straight shit. They had 3 splits of L's. They finished worse than Carmine Corp. They got no championship points. They always finished last. And this in 2023, this started their era of basically, how would I say it? Putting together rosters that had no chance of doing anything in the LEC, not even making an upset.
Fresh high L's.
Just L's every split. Guys, they got 10th in every split, despite Karmine Corp with 2 of those splits having Sakin and Cabo ass.
I think one split they got nice. one of the splits they got nice. I swear. You
sure? No, we gotta look.
Yeah,
I swear to God, every single split they got fucking last. Unless
2024.
It's 2024. Yeah, you're right.
It was one of the splits they got nice. I think.
Let me see. It's this one.
Yeah, LEC.
Yeah, you're right. It's the first one. Yeah. First one. Technically, record anyway. That's borderline 9th. That's borderline.
No. Head to head over Karmine Corp. They had to head to head.
Shit.
Yep. And then
and keep in mind, if you go back and watch that game, Karmine Corp actually could have beat them. Sakin was just that much worse than Larson.
Garbage. And then motherfuckers was getting mad when you called him garbage. He's not garbage. He just has to red button. No.
Sakin was choking against fucking Larson. Larson hasn't been a good mid laner since 2022. He's actually just been getting paid a fat paycheck to stay on Rogue.
Some bullshit ass champion and he was getting smoked. Motherfuckers.
Oh yeah. Smoked. Yep. What's the next split? The next split, Rogue ended up finishing
9th. They were 9th again. But it didn't matter.
Well, I'll say they got comfortably 9th. They had that one extra win over Karmine Corp.
Yeah, technically, they were 9th, 10th winter, 9th in the spring, and then
summer for sure they were last. I remember for sure they were last.
Team Vitality. But it's funny how Mad Lions Koi, this whole split, did dog shit. They were
1-7. Guys, they needed one single win to actually get into playoffs, and they got it against I think they beat like SK or some shit.
They beat SK to get to 2-7, and then they had to play a tiebreaker. And Team Vitality was winning, and then they just decided to choke. This dog shit, and and the fucking thing is because Mad Lion had enough points.
I can hear you. I'm just gonna get a drink real quick.
Due to Mad Lion had enough points, and fuck Karmine Corp in the end, or to see the finals. Because if Mad Lions would have missed the playoffs, Karmine Corp would have made the finals. That's how fucked the whole system was. Due to Mad Lions made the playoffs in summer, it fucked Karmine Corp. Because Karmine Corp,
I don't even know how they got 10th in the split. Vitality was just bending over, opening their ass for everyone. Mad Lions were literally not even good until like playoffs, kind of, maybe, sort of.
And then that's when they started heating up, and then they did so well in the first 2 splits, it didn't fucking matter. And all they had to do was make playoffs. And Karmine Corp.
Oh, yeah, you're right. In every split since Mad Lions made finals last year, all they had to do, minimum, was just make playoffs, and they're pretty much secured. That's why season finals and championship points were such bullshit. You know,
Karmine Corp got screwed in the end because of 2 shit splits.
So Rogue for the past 3 splits in a row, and then let's go to the newest one that we just finished, which was winter season. Straight just complete ass. This is one that just happened.
Not 2025.
2025. Yeah, you're right. My bad. So let's go to the one that just happened about about a month ago. 10th.
Them niggas 1-8. They won their first game against who the fuck did Rogue beat again?
I don't remember. Who they played against? Giant X.
Because SK
and that one they could have won. I think they beat SK. They lost SK.
No, because if they beat SK, they'd be ahead of them. On winter season.
Who'd they lose to in match record? Does it show? That's spring.
No, you got to press on winter season. You got to press on the season.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I was gonna see who they actually beat.
Karma.
Thank you.
Rogue. Go back. It just showed. Rogue beat Team Heretics. Yeah. Oh yeah. They beat them game 1, and then they couldn't buy another win. They beat them the first game of the season, and then they got absolutely curb stomped the rest of the season. And then SK beats Rogue, and that's how SK got one win.
Oh my God!
Because if Rogue would have beat SK like we all wanted to, SK would have been 0-9 drop, get the fuck out, split.
I don't even know how did I don't even know in the split, guys, how Rogue didn't beat SK. SK were such trash this split. Straight up giving out wins for free. Loopy would straight up run into teams and 1v3 and kill himself.
Hella Loopy. Yeah, Loopy was Loopy, right?
Fuck. Loopy straight up would walk into team fights 1v4 off himself. How did Rogue lose to that?
Even when G2 was kind of bad at the beginning, it didn't fucking matter.
Oh. So let's recount just from the last 4 splits.
To Rogue. Like, Rogue looked promising in game 1, and then it went all downhill from there.
Yeah, if you look at that first week of games they had, it didn't look that bad. It looked like they actually could have won some of them. But funny, their confidence just broke after losing those games.
It's funny how Fnatic went to win 8 straight and Rogue went to lose 8 straight. It's like, what the fuck? See, the dichotomy, it's like, you would think that Rogue beat Fnatic. If you did not know the matchup, you would have saw Rogue beat Fnatic. And then Fnatic said, fuck this, we're beating everybody else. Well, that wasn't the case. Fnatic lost to Movistar Core and then smoked everybody else. Rogue beat Team Heretics and then got fucked by everybody else. Just like you know, like I think it was
if you remember that split that just happened recently, week 1. They had games and moments they should have won. They choked them so hard, and then their confidence went to the actual fucking non-existent bottom of the Grand Canyon. Straight nothing. They just ran it down every single game. Like, holy fucking shit, Rogue. So the last 4 splits, they finished borderline 10th. They're competing for 9th.
Yeah. They were technically 10th the winter split, but match record, like head-to-head, would give them 9th. Then they were 9th again, 1 game ahead, and then they were absolutely 10th. That even though it says 2-7, the 2 wins the 2 people.
One of them was against G2. Remember? I remember that. Yeah.
That 1 game where it was like, okay, G2 played down to them. They even matter. It even fucking matter because Rogue had no chance of getting the playoffs. Like because it's fucked up because Rogue lost to the 2 teams above them, directly above them. That's why they had no chance. It was like, oh no, Rogue had no. It was like, and I remember Laura was trying to tell them they have no chance, guys. Like the 2 teams that Rogue beat are on top, at completely top, because they beat G2 and Fnatic or somebody. They beat somebody up there. Up there because they lost to Matt Coy, right, Matt Lions then, and they lost to whoever was above them, KC, I think. They lost to both of them. I remember that.
And at this point now, with these past 4 splits, Riot always could have invoked that rule if you finish basically 9th to 10th and like several consecutive splits in a row, they could invoke like kicking you out. I know people have mentioned that. They've never did that, though. Like, even NA, they've never did that because, there's reasons why they won't do that because, it's so hard for them to find a partner in the league, actually. Money. Yeah, it's money, too, Like, you can't just snap a finger and fucking get someone in. It's just, I don't even know why they wrote that rule in there. It's just like, these teams are fucking building rosters and just surviving, honestly. Like, do you guys think Team Heretic's roster is any good? That roster fucking sucks ass. They're such frauds. They're such frauds. They're only getting away with murder because Rogue decides to be that much worse. That's it. They would be 10th if Rogue wouldn't be here. They'd be last. They're not a good team. That team sucks ass completely. Immortals, another good example of that. 1 split, they sold $0.00 in sponsors. And keep in mind, you felt like Immortals had no hype in their roster. You knew no one liked watching Immortals. It's crazy. Oh my, we had more views than them. I put out a
Yeah.
random video, I got more views than them. I was like, damn, holy shit, what am I doing over here?
Mark Watch out the same week that hit the same views, but they got 10 times more subs than me. Make that make sense.
God, they were trying to make content that no, like, and they were trying. I like some of the ideas they did.
Oh, we're immortals, guys. We're gonna try our best to split. I'm like,
always finishing last.
At least they're being honest.
They beat Shopify Rebellion, and then they just went and proceeded to lose every single match straight. Yep. What the fuck? That was when they had Tomio on their roster. When Shopify Rebellion was like, "Yeah, we have Tomio. We think he's better than Boogie." Proceeded to put Boogie in after this was already pretty much over. But Rogue is going to be gone, and I don't think they have any fans, or any of the fans that they were building towards are all gone because they just see how horrendous the org has been managed. Like,
but don't forget, all their fans left after they
after 2022
for that 1 year.
Yeah, like literally after that year, they dismantled their championship winning roster to basically just grabbing. They got rid of Otawamne for Shigenda, remember him? Yeah. And then they got rid of Trimby for Advian.
Oh gosh.
And then I don't know who the fuck they got for Spring Split, but I remember Shigenda, they were like, Shigenda, he's learned so much in the ERLs, and he's this good, and he's this good. All right, cool, then why didn't you just bring up this guy sooner? Oh my god. Oh no. Fucking Rogue, Jesus Christ.
You know the crazy part about it was that was almost the team I was going to choose to be my the team I root for in the LEC. I was going to wait till the spring split of 2023 and see which team, right? It almost became my Lions, but then I was like, okay, now you know what G2 looks like.
We've been in those Spanish chicks before. That was a layup. It's okay.
Yeah. Smack the shit out of them. Oh my god.
So Rogue is gonna be gone, and I'm like, guys, the Rogue you remember from like 2020 to 2022, that Rogue gone. That Rogue didn't exist. This is just a bunch of people that are at a corporate level getting a bunch of bonuses to whatever degree, or they're losing so much money that they're like, you know what? We're just better off leaving. Good, because they don't care anymore. You can feel it. Like, these are things you can actively feel when you watch them play. Like, what? Good Lord, man, this roster is so bad. And the same happened with this split too. They're in winning positions, some winning positions. Some of the games aren't all that bad, and then they just can't win anything. Larson could be 3-0 up on LeBlanc. He can't do shit. He's over here just completely. It's like a car crash. And you know it's gonna crash. You know you can't look away, but you just want to see it crash. You know it's just fucking gonna get smoked to a brick wall. That's what Larson is. Larson's a consistent car crash. You know it's gonna end up exploding, but you just can't look away. Malron can't do nothing to help his team out because they have no synergy with that guy. And I don't think he's playing that bad. I just think that there's no way to rally the troops because he can't really effectively speak a language that could communicate fast enough for it to work. I mean, Adam is so hot and cold. He'll have like 6-0 Aurora games, but then he'll just shit the bed in the other ones. He's so hot and cold. Like, this is not a player you want to rely on for any level of consistency. Patrick is like Omega Lol. Like, who the fuck signs that guy in 2025? Like, that was already an L signing anyway. It's like he's consistent at what? Never winning? Motherfucker has been in the league since 2017. Guys, I watched him when he first started as Sheriff. He was not. I disagree with James. I don't think he was ever good. There was a time in league where, like, you know how you like you have lane swaps. There was these strategies called like funnel strategies, where in league back in the day, you could essentially kind of put all your eggs in one basket in a much different style and format. And then they would put all their eggs in his basket. But keep in mind what I'm saying there, guys, is, do you know how easy it is for someone to carry if they give you every kill, every jungle camp? He was fucking giving all the side lanes. He got them. They would give him everything. So it was obviously easy for him to carry. Then when he had teams that didn't give him any of those resources, he was complete ass for the most part. He could only ever function when he had resources given to him. That's it. He was never lane dominant. Remember the split? He was playing with the Hamas. Man, that was tragic. Remember Patrick and Targamas for XL? Remember XL? L's.
I remember that.
Constant week of L's. Who thought putting together a roster of Patrick and Ham would work? That wouldn't work at all. That didn't work. They were the worst team, obviously. Patrick has been bad for so long. He made 2 finals in his career. He played in the finals in 2019 spring with Origin. 3-0 drop the fuck out the finals. Then he had a 3-0 drop against G2. All of his final losses have been against G2.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
0-6 against G2. 0-6.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? He's been to more finals than upset.
Jesus Christ.
Upset has only been to, I think, he's been to 2 finals too. Yeah, he was on Schalke, and then he was on Mad Lions 2021. So Patrick is tied with upset in finals. Ain't winning jack shit, honestly. It's crazy. Both of them always lost to Caps, actually. They always lost to Caps. Crazy.
That means Caps is their daddy?
Yeah, Caps is just to go to LEC. We made 14-2 in finals. That's just disgusting.
Jesus.
I mean,
God damn.
14-2. That's a 98% win average in finals.
Yeah.
Just
damn. The fuck.
Oh God. Hi, James. He really wasn't that good. He was okay. He was never that guy. Ever. He was never this lane dominant 80. Double If was better. Any Western 80 like upset when he came in was better. Hansama was better. Sneaky was better. Zen was better. Forgiven was better. Reckless, even though he was fucking a weirdo, twank ass bitch, was better. God, like Patrick was always just meh. Just ugh. I couldn't stand that guy. Fuck him. Trash. Glad he's getting the fuck out the league. Patrick, you ain't gonna have a home no more, buddy. You done. You homeless now, you bitch. You can't carry shit. This man could be 5-0 up on Ashe. Motherfucker can't land an Ashe arrow anymore. Like, what is this guy doing? And why'd they sign Execute? That's just the final death sentence. Executing on that roster. Buying Execute. Who wouldn't even go on T-Rex? Just goddamn fuck out of here, Rogue. Sell your slot. Get the fuck out. I don't even care where they finish the split. They're leaving anyway. And good riddance. And fuck you. Get the fuck out of this league. Trash ass bitch. Just, you could put in Team Liquid, Los Ratones, Cloud9, 100 Thieves, Flybots. Any of those orgs will add in more value than Rogue does right now. What value does Rogue bring to the LEC? Because you have a slot, and Riot allows you to have a slot because you would provide value to them. What value does Rogue add to anyone? What value does Rogue add to anything? Besides laughter, besides jokes and memes, what does Rogue add to? Their games are pitiful. Their gameplay is bad. Every game we watch them is slow, boring. Like, I'd Superman myself out a wall if I was captured by a serial killer and tied to an iron chair, sat down butt naked, and was told I have to watch Rogue gameplay on 24 hours loop. I would die. I would tell you to slit my throat. Actually, fucking kill me. Murder me, please. So that's enough of eviscerating Rogue. Someone should post that rant somewhere in the League subreddit. I'll just get fucking. I called Reckless a twank ass bitch. You know they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me for that one. All right, Giant X, another L org that we'll talk about in just a moment here.
Oh God, the Giant X.
He was funneled.
Isn't Giant X just XL? Because XL is a Giant X.
Remember they were gonna be called Giant Sex. They said that was. They said that was gonna be too inappropriate for the league. Giant Sex. They sure do get fucked a lot. I will give them that.
Giant Sex. That's what Lily Phillips be doing.
Lies. L's. All right. So James has always constant L's. Also, I have to talk to him about our Vegas trip that's coming up. Not this week.
James going to Vegas to get some hookers?
He had a better chance than me. I mean, I'm gonna do that black guy thing I told you about, where I'm gonna go up to the girls and ask them like favorite positions, height, and shit. I think I might, but not this week. It's gonna be the third week of the month. We're gonna be heading out to Vegas for that meetup again.
Okay. Shit.
Gosh. So Giant X trash. This team is just not good. Lot is bad. Man, I don't know why he's here. Man just runs it down. He's probably just one of those cheap DEI hires. They're like, yeah, you're Spanish. Oh, fuck off. Just kidding here. Fuck. Is he Spanish? What's that flag?
Which flag?
It's the red one on top. That's him. I don't know what that flag is.
Yeah, no, that's not Spanish, but that's EMEA. I have to wait.
Lot isn't good. Isma is one of those junglers that just failed upwards. How the fuck do you finish last in a fucking season and then you fail upwards and kind of get a better roster as a result? And we saw this. Isma, for as bad as he is, he can be put into positions where he can give his team resources to carry, but he is not good enough, especially macro-wise, on how to actually close the game, knowing where to be, any of that stuff. You know, i.e. his Nocturne ult against Fnatic in game 2. That was tragic. That's just bad. After they got themselves into a winning position.
Okay, no, he's not good. He's Turkish.
That's even worse. Fuck. God damn. They're just picking bargain bin players now. God damn. Them motherfuckers is hurting out here for money in esports, picking people from Turkey.
Yeah, I mean,
that's bad. That's really bad. Holy shit. Is that the
same country from where our moose from?
Yeah. Who was there? Jackie's just, he's not going to be what Vladdy is. I think people kind of saw them coming at the same time. They thought they had the same trajectory. They don't. Jackie's is just not good.
Yeah.
Jackie's is just underwhelming as hell. You Noah and Jun. Well, even though Fnatic has so many issues themselves, you can see why they got rid of them though. You can't ever rely on them for any form of consistency.
Got the talent, but not the confidence. That's the issue. They got all the talent, but they don't have the confidence. I think Jun's confidence is shot because he's with Noah. I think if Jun was an actual confident ADC, he'd be a lot better. Noah doesn't have confidence in himself.
And we saw the video. He would always get tilted by the way Noah would play. Yeah, I pretty much want to end it all if I had to play with Noah as well. You know, because first of all, he's hungry. He's always fucking fat. Ain't ever losing weight. And he's always going to try and starve his team of resources in terms of wins on the board. Jokes aside, we saw what happened with Noah. He had that Kaisa game where he was given resource, where he was getting the kills, and he's a player where even if he has kills and resources given to him, or even he gets laning leads himself, he can never function in a way that is ever going to put his team in a position to win. Ever. Even when he's given free reign to win, honestly. Yeah. I don't see a world like Giant X will probably be competing with Rogue for last. I mean, I think Heretics will be later on. That'll equalize out to be like 8th. But that's it for Giant X. I mean, no one has hope with this roster. Last split, they were like started out decently okay, given their weak strength of schedule. But outside of that, you can see just why this roster really wasn't going to be that good long term. I know one person was like, well, they bench Closer. Well, Closer willingly just wanted to step down. And that's probably because in scrims, they were so bad. The scrims must have been so bad. He was like, I'm done. I'd rather actually just go rest my brain than play with Noah. Oh, God. Next team is Movie Star Koi. So why do the same issues keep popping up with this roster? Feels like it's like Jojo Pion, he didn't really get that much better.
He didn't get much better, but I'm not gonna say it's all him. I'm gonna break it down. It's 20% even throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you know who gets most of the fault? Elyoya.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like Alvaro and Elyoya have just no synergy. Supa is
he ain't it. He ain't it. Nah, bro. Alvaro, we knew he was trash. He was there. Oh, he's spared. Let's put him on the team.
Like, I can't pinpoint how I feel about them because it's a consistent thing that keeps happening. Merwin, he's a chef apparently. Explains why his weight. He is like the only decent player that they really have because Elyoya, he himself can get them into winning positions, but isn't smart enough to really execute in areas later in the game to get them to win. Jojo Pion done really, I would say maybe EU is kind of exposing him for how weak he actually is in terms of, I would say it's like winning an NA is nothing really if you really kind of factor this in, you know? That's why I think the players put Berserker on DNF because they were like, okay, you won the LCS. That's kind of like winning in the kiddie league. That don't mean really shit, honestly. Go be on DNF, and we'll see if you have any value for any of these top-tier teams. And, you know, it don't look like that can happen here because same thing with Jojo Pion. He came over wanting to kind of dominate, and that's just not happened, honestly. He's looked fairly bad, people. He's looked bad.
But the issue with Movistar Core, they're losing because the whole team just does not synergize well.
Yeah, they just don't agree on how to play the game anymore at all. Like the coaches, I don't know what they're able to say to them to get them to get on the same page, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen yet. You know, he talked. El Yoya had that interview where he was talking about them being undisciplined in their scrims. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with them. I hope they can bounce back. What's their next games that they have coming up? Their next trend schedule is Heretics. Also, they only play one time this week.
Yeah,
that's the problem with this format too, is that unlike the LCK when they have multiple best of threes a day, some teams are only going to get a chance to play one time that week, and that be it. Like G2, the best team in the league, you're only going to see them like once certain weeks, and you're going to see them twice in others. And I understand it costs a lot of money to run the studio, but god damn.
Week 4, they're week 4. That's when they get
when do they get
week 5?
Week 5
back days, but
and they face Fnatic in week 5. When do they face Carmine Corp? G2 face Carmine Corp week 7?
One of the final weekends.
Yeah, so Fnatic,
and then our final match will be Corey versus Rogue. Oh fuck, okay.
Oh jeez.
I'm skipping that Monday, May 12th. I'm skipping that Monday. I'm not even watching that shit. Team Red against Giant X and
who did these schedules? This is terrible. Oh my god. So if you guys are G2 enjoyers, well, that you only get them for one season. Yeah,
and they have for 1 week for the next.
And they have the easiest strength of schedule. They face off against the next matches they have are Heretics, Rogue, and BDS. And you know Nook giving out free L's. Nook is always out here giving out his
BDS will be their toughest match until week 5.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Then after their Fnatic match, they have Vitality.
That's no. Week 5. That's week 6.
You're right. Yeah. They have
They got Giant X and then Fnatic back-to-back days. And then they take a whole week off because they don't play this Sunday.
Damn.
May 4th, I believe. I think it's May 4th. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Who else is there to go over? Okay, so we got really most of the teams. I don't think anyone cares about BDS. I could give two shits about this
BDS
team.
is going to be in the middle.
Yeah, just the middle of the pack team. Paredes, I think, is a fraud. When the season ends, when the season ends up evening out, I think they'll be at 8th anyway.
Yep.
SK looks. I mean, was it Fnatic just straight up inting into them, or was it SK being good? I think it's a mixture of both.
It's a mixture of both. No, you know what it was? I think Fnatic did take them seriously. I think part of them did take them seriously.
Yeah, you can tell by the way Razork was playing. Woo, yeah. Man.
Plus, that draft, I don't know what the fuck Fnatic did with that draft. That was a weird draft.
If Razork can't play Nefiri jungle on this patch, that is not good.
Matter of fact, bring up game 2 of Fnatic SK.
Yeah, give me 1 second here.
Matter of fact, that whole series is weird.
Game 1, they just into them so hard. Game 1, it was bad.
You got 3 enters on one team. You got literally 3 Oscar intent, Humidor, if he even falls behind, he ends, and Mickey Int, because we know what Mickey X does.
Mickey X is just here to fucking get paid.
2 bubblegum and Int.
God, it's crazy. These teams have had weeks off to get their shit together. Weeks off, guys, to get their shit together.
I don't mean shit. Motherfuckers was still in.
What are they doing? What are they doing? Just fucking around?
Yep.
Like, I don't know what they're doing anymore in some of this downtime. If the LEC teams are this bad in their downtime, oh my god, the LTA is about to be an absolute shit fest.
That's why Carmine Corp is the only team that actually takes their downtime seriously.
Yeah. All right, you want to go over it was game 1 they got complete. I remember game 1. It was
they got cursed game 1.
This is the Neferi one. Oh my god.
I thought this shit went to 3 games and it said 2-0. I was like, did SK get 2-0? I was like, wait, did Fnatic get 2-0? Like, what the fuck?
Would you consider Fnatic on fraud watch?
If they lose this weekend.
Oh, holy shit.
You came over and killed to a fucking Nautilus? Okay, I'm packing up. Yeah,
they do have a good level 1. And that comp did have a good level 1. I'll give him that. You think EU is better than NA? I don't even know. I really don't know, honestly.
I'm going to say yes.
Relatively off. I mean, I would say it's been mostly just Team Liquid that has been beating them. If you're going off just the international results recently, you could probably say NA is better, probably. But relatively, I would say about. If you have to think about it this way: if P Diddy was looking at you, and then it was Harvey Weinstein, and you were in an alleyway and it was dark, and Diddy pulls his pants down, and so does Harvey Weinstein, and they tell you to bend over. Which way are you going first?
Gun to my head, Minecraft. Yep.
Like, if all NA can do is brag about beating EU, Minecraft. Yeah, it's like if all NA can do is brag about beating EU, then it's like I don't even know how that's an accomplishment. It's like you're both. Everyone knows that EU and NA are both like not good, so it's like the two retards fighting. You ever seen those YouTube videos? Just two retards fighting.
Yeah,
God, this right here is just. What was this one? So they got. I remember this game. They got a kill on that. They dove Genax, and then this right here. They could have just left. I don't know why they're just greeting for more. They did get one more kill after this, and they gave the Sejuani 2 more kills back. Like just. They went a little too ham right here. I remember this one. Yeah, this one where you play Neferi. If you can't play Neferi at this level, good fucking god. Holy shit. Like, when you watch the LPL, their junglers make Neferi look so goddamn broken. You watch it in the LEC, it looks like they actually just are just for funning these champions on stage for the first time. I don't think Razork had any practice on that champion at all. I don't think he scrimmed with it. He looked like he was literally straight up for funning that shit on stage.
He probably did.
Gosh. Woo, man. Humanoid just, I remember this. Yep, he TP'd in, walked in, and killed himself. I'm done. Fuck me. Fucking hell, dude. Jesus Christ, this is so bad. What are we watching?
We're watching cinema.
You straight up can't win with that guy. He's just such a retard. Like,
watching cinema.
What else ended up happening? Oh, G2, they beat, They beat Movie Star Koi. There was a 2-1. They had to stomp here, stomp there. They stomped game 3 because Jojo Pion and Oyoya decided to just walk in the jungle alone with no vision. Good job. Fucking idiots. Good lord. But yeah, like, man, it feels like every single week for the past time we've been doing this show, we've been bashing EU, we've been bashing Fnatic so hard. It was like every week they're taking a fucking whip to the back. Like, all right.
But they are just fucking up.
Constantly.
Yeah, they just out here getting fucked. That's what's happening. Shit, they're not even the second best team in the EU anymore.
Yeah,
that used to be their title for the last couple of years. Oh, we're the second best team. Nope, not anymore. That's either G2 or Karma Corp, depending on who you want to pick. Like shit.
Who else didn't we get to? No, we got to everyone. I mean,
Vitality. No, Vitality.
Yeah. Nako had a good week. That's pretty much about as best I can say for Vitality.
Nitsky's already better than Hellsing.
He just creates less chaos in the games, and I think that can also be a good thing sometimes.
Carly looks like he likes working with him. I mean, Hellsing probably does.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Carzy gives Nisky hand jobs under the fucking desk.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, maybe.
Like, hey,
maybe Nisky's like, hey, Carzy, one day you'll get to G2. Don't worry. Maybe he just said that to him every night before they go to sleep in their bunk beds. Remember, G2's G2's coming for you.
James right now is watching the Lakers Golden State Warrior game. Oof. Man. Jeez. Oh my God, man. Okay. Yep, I was right. Warriors are gonna just end up winning that. No way. If you watch the recent games, you know the Warriors are better. That's just
okay.
all I'll say about that.
They're going up by 9.
Oh man. You know that's I hate it. I hate life. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go to LTA. So I need to bring up that tier list that we had a while ago for I think which region did we do it for? For LCK, right? Let's do it for LCK in just a moment here. I think okay, for my history, I'll just put up cheap esports. But I'll just say this for the LTA before we actually do the tier list, which is there's just no hype for this anymore. You know, feels like it's just kind of dead. You know, like it's sad to say that, but is there just any hype with any of these LTA teams? You know, I swear to God, if fucking Team Liquid win again, please, can you put me out of my misery? Just put me out of it. Just end that shit. What else is happening here? Give me one sec. Because you have just the big 4 and you have bottom 4. That's it. Then the LTA, I shit you not, guys, has a split where a team could straight up go winless and they're getting into playoffs. I'm not kidding you. So it goes basically so it's a seeding phase, like the way the LPL does, where you know, you're playing for seeding and then it goes into 2 groups and it goes basically 1/5, 1/5, 4th, something like that, obviously, like in a line that goes like that. So a team, literally Dignitas, DSG, and Sharp Rebellion all could basically have the most worst win to loss records ever, and those motherfuckers are still going to the next round. Who made a format where if you lose every single game, because we know it's going to happen, or they're going to win at least one of them, that you just aren't out? I've never seen that in my entire life. You literally straight up could win one game, and you could be in playoffs. Oh, fuck me. God, hate this fucking. I hate Riot's formats. They're so ass, man. I can't stand them. Who designed that? You could literally go straight up 1-8, and you're in playoffs. You don't win a single thing. And you have best of 1, so it's not best of 3s. This split because thank God for best of 1s, Riot. Thank you. That's what we love watching. Good old best of 1s. Real great description of League of Legends right there.
Yeah, man, you don't want to watch teams running down for the whole split.
Thank God. Scary Jerry versus who's Sharp Rebellion's ADC? I forgot those motherfuckers.
Oh, so
B-Boy.
B-Boy, yeah.
Can't wait to have Scary Jerry versus Tomo. Yep, that's what I live for. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, you gotta live for cinema. You don't want no cinema?
Yeah, Team Liquid will probably end up maybe 3rd or 4th. I heard there was a roster move. I heard that was true. Let me see.
Did they get someone?
Did they burn their whole team office down because of being trash? Jokes aside. What's the League of Legends subreddit? I'll just type in League. Oh God, I don't even visit League subreddit. Let me see. News. I think it's new right here. Yeah. I have Reddit. I usually just I just advertise my videos there on Reddit. Usually, I don't really use it for anything else. I don't read anything on it because it's fucking mind-numbing shit on here. Scary Jerry interview. He says, and I quote, "To people that are doubting me after this split, you're definitely going to eat your words. Next split, I'm just going to be insane."
Okay, Scary Jerry.
Yeah. Here, we need to bookmark this. I love bookmarking this. Please. Remember when this guy. I'll read it one more time. To people that are doubting me after this split, you're definitely going to eat your words. Next split, I'm gonna just be insane.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Confidence is key.
But delusional's worse.
Oh, we know he's delusional, but you got confidence, man. You might actually go 2-7, but you won't. That's crazy. Given how shitty this format is, you won't be out. A team straight up could literally go 1-8, probably 1-7, and you're not even out of the league. Oh my!
Yeah, because the YouTube there's only 18, all 18 making in. This guy's supposed to go 0-8 and still make playoffs.
I've never. I hate you, Riot. Oh my god, that's so stupid.
Okay, we had to rank Scary Jerry out of all the.
Can we put him like it's in the whole world, every region?
No, LTA. LTA North. He got to be
who are the
eighth,
ADCs?
right?
Who are the ADCs?
FBI,
Sven,
Tomo, Scary Jerry, Masu, Henna, B-Boy, Yeon. He got to be eighth, right?
He has to be eighth, right?
Right? Henna's better than him.
Henna's better. Tomo's better.
Everybody else is better.
Everyone's just he's just the worst ADC. Yeah.
And then if you want to compare it to all 16 ADCs, he's got to be better than some of the ADCs. And he's not better than Root around out loud. Not better than Titan.
There's no news here. I'm just going back 5 hours ago, just because someone said there was some news here. I guess that was the interview that he brought up. Impact says TL impact on his first stand 2025 performance. I feel like there was something wrong with me emotionally on stage and my focus was low. Yeah.
You didn't give a shit. That.
Yeah, we saw you.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you don't give a fuck. He was like, all right, cool.
I mean, like, it's not even when we saw you basically run it down on stage. That's not even like debatable, I guess. Mythic Essence, blah 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 blah. Looking for a proper build. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, just some interviews here and there. That's it. Yeah, I will say people should go and watch the behind the scenes Team Liquid video they did after first stand. And then I was so disappointed because after that, like, people know I like Cloud9 a lot, right? So then you have Cloud9 that basically put out this video. So Cloud9 ended up basically, doing this. How would you say it? They ended up doing this shit where they went to this boot camp after they failed in winter, and then they went to a Korean boot camp. And then, because right now they had that big sponsorship with Kia, like Team Liquid has with Honda. So Jack got a big sponsorship. He got a Kia sponsorship. Awesome, good job, Jack. I met Jack. Pretty cool guy. He might be my dad. Joking. So if you're a sponsor of Cloud9 and you're Kia, I'm not saying they should lose their sponsorship. This is constructive criticism. I don't think as a sponsor, if you're trying to bring in views, you make a whole vlog about Anero. Ain't no one trying to look at this motherfucker. No offense to him, but what did Cloud9 work on improving? What did their mid-jungle did to work on to improve? What did they improve on draft? What did they improve on their strengths as a team? How did they improve their macro? How did they improve this, that, and the third? No, the vlog is literally just like Anero bullshitting. If I was a sponsor, I'd call you up and be like, what the fuck is that? That ain't gonna get no views. Look at that shit. What are you doing? What is that? Anyone want that shit? I think one person here called it out perfectly. Is Blabber not intellectually curious? You haven't watched this guy for years. No, he's not. He's actually just a weirdo. Like, I think this guy summed it up perfectly right here. All right, man, I got to do it. Watch this entire thing. Feeling inspired after the TL first stand doc. I watched that video too. I thought it was pretty good. I know this isn't the same situation, but there had to be something interesting that happened on this trip. Why am I watching 15 minutes of Anero and 3 minutes of pros? I don't give a fuck about Anero's LP or on any server in any context. Yeah. There had to be some dramatic moments, some tension, some hype, some type of storyline that could have been captured over this trip. We have no idea what teams they were playing against, just a vague suggestion that they're building confidence. Yeah, because Blabber just keeps saying, we're building confidence together. I don't know what the fuck that even means. What specifically is/isn't working about this roster? What conversations actually happened during scrims? Teams need to stop being so secretive or putting out no effort into these videos whatsoever. Sponsors are just continuing to throw away money. Why sponsor a complete waste of time in Narrow Vlog? This won't get views. There won't be a league for these teams to fucking play in if we don't allow there to be a little discomfort, drama, and intrigue. It absolutely happens. So I have no idea why garbage like this continues to be pumped out of LTA instead of trying to capture the stuff that is actually interesting. Yeah, I agree. Like, this is just a horrible video after not seeing them for so long, and then this is what they put out for their vlog. I don't even know if they're even trying anymore. You know, I think the roster is not bad per se, but even their roster has the same issues that keep coming up. The same shit with movie star Koi. They removed Jojo Pion. The issues are still there. You know. Oh, and guess what, guys? For Riot also wished happy birthday to Loki, and then used a picture of Thanatos. I'm not kidding.
Damn.
It's a happy birthday to Loki. I'll shit you not. I bookmarked it on Twitter. I bookmarked it. I made sure to bookmark that shit. All right, here. I'm gonna go to my bookmarks. I think it was LTA. That's right there. Nope, it's not that one. I'll have to type in probably Vulcan. Nope. God damn.
They probably took it down.
Oh no, it's still here. I saw it. There you go. The league. March 14th. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. All right, let me scroll through just a little bit here. Now, I remember I booked he deleted it. I got some things to talk about later on with all that. Oh, good lord. Let's go down here just for a moment there. On the day Armis needs to have my fist up her ass. That's what needs to happen. God damn,
I'm
work for like a puppet.
on my face real quick.
Make her
that
squirt
shit
like
she did movie with Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Oh my god. That bitch.
I saw that. That was the first movie I saw with her. I was like, yeah, just get a nigga a goddamn hand job. All you got. See, me and her will both be dead because I would lose control, just lose all focus and drive off the goddamn bridge. I was like, God damn, y'all there. Make me nut, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, get on my dick.
Yeah, this was back when we were removing movies more consistently, and I was like, you know what? Let's try and like review a streaming one. And I was like, Ana de Armas is really hot. I've seen her in a lot of things. I think she has some decent talent range, and Ben Affleck's not a bad actor. You know, let's watch this. Let's see how it goes. I'm not gonna lie, I was so glad I watched it. That bitch is a freak. Found it. That bitch is a freak. She was like, lick my ass, daddy. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Like, because I'm telling her, she told me to put it in, and I ain't pulling it out.
God, you see her ass and her whole fucking her ass is hanging out.
Right in the motherfucker.
She never had sex with a black guy.
No, same dude, same guy. I would have lost all respect if she fucked Lil Rel. The bitch, you fuck Lil Rel. You fuck Lil Rel. You fuck Lil Rel. Lil Rel.
Here's it. So Vulcan tweeted, "Racism is back on the menu, boys. Happy birthday to Loki." Riot, that's Thanos.
Hey man, even motherfuckers get ages confused. Holy shit! Damn.
This is Thanatos or Thanatos.
That was a joke. I don't know. I would say this was April Fool's, but it was on March 26th. Definitely. Yikes!
Yikes! Literally, yikes! You know that person got a talking to. It's like you need to be more inclusive and understand that Asians do not look. They got that fucking corporate talk to them after that. I'm just Team Liquid put out that great behind the scenes video, which is basically like Squad, but they renamed it.
I mean, are they both Korean?
Yes.
I mean, shit, I fuck around and get them confused. I mean, how much? Okay, that's who is that? That's Thanatos, right? Or Loki? Yes. Okay, that's Thanatos. And that's Loki next to him?
Yeah, basically Thanatos has a wider. He has wider cheeks. Loki has smaller ones.
Look like the Asian version of the Wayne brothers.
Oh my god, we're gonna get taken down. Oh my god, you're insane. All right, let's rank the teams really quickly.
Except if they use the word, they gotta say I'm happy and I'm yellow and I'm like they can't say I'm colors because technically they're Asian.
So who gonna be the worst rosters? I always have Dick.
It's this guys. But
here's how I think it might. I'm gonna freestyle this really quickly. There you go.
No. So I'm trying to see. It depends on how you look at the bot lane. That bot lane is.
I'm gonna just freestyle this really quickly and see if we're gonna get somewhere on this. I don't think any team in this region is A tier. What the fuck? Too much porn. What the heck? Too much porn?
No.
That happens. Okay, saved it. Good. I don't think any team here is literally A tier. I think the teams range in all this range. There's no A's, there's no S's. This is our rank in LA right now.
Who has the most upside?
LTA.
Who has the most upside?
I don't even know.
Like that's the you gotta figure out. Who has the most upside?
The quality of this region sucks ass. So we're going off the bottom teams. These guys have no hope. We watched them play enough. That's this guy's just ass. They're terrible. These two are going to be Dignitas is always competing for being trash, so they're always going to be there. Shopify Rebellion, they're just like meh.
They got the top side decent, but that bottom side is
that shit. Palafox and contracts. Jesus, man. Fudge in 2025. Yeah, these easily have to be the worst teams. I think this isn't like an actual ranking. These are interchangeable. Dig is always shit for just any reason, any year, any time of the fucking any League of Legends season ever for NA. They're always bad. They're never good. I'd argue they're never good. They had one sprint of a third place fucking finish and one split, but that was L and turboed in the regional qualifier. But outside of that year, in 2017, they were always terrible. We saw this roster play. That roster is terrible. And this team has Scary Jerry.
Yeah.
They just have Scary Jerry. I don't think there's any way we can make that work, right?
Lions,
they look like they have some upside.
Lions is the best mark.
You can't win with Audie. I don't think you can ever win with that guy. That guy just trash, honestly. You've seen that guy play. Audie is just not good. Hopefully Lion Gaming can upset. That's really all you're hoping for. Then you get the big four. 100 Thieves, if we're being honest, these guys should be able to beat these guys very consistently. Should be able to.
I'm going to say that out of the 4 teams in B, 100 Thieves have the weakest
I'll say laning phase. Minus Quid. They have the weakest laning phase.
Cloud9's lane phase is not as strong as I thought it was.
Yeah.
They're Team Liquid is actually starting to look bad too. They're FlyQuest should have been the team that won last year. That's the sad part. When 100 Thieves beat them, I knew I was like, oh fuck, okay. And then I was hoping Cloud9 was gonna be Team Liquid. Once Team Liquid won, I did too. I was like, oh, we're fucked. Because
how do we trust that? This is why I didn't predict Cloud9 to win the split, because I knew these things would pop up, because I've seen these issues year in all last year, and I was like, I don't know if these players that you're bringing in are going to fix these issues. It just feels like it's the same shit as last year. So different pieces got moved. None of the issues they had last year are fixed. Not a single one of them. Thanatos, literally himself, has not actually had a decent sample size of carry games. He lanes very well, but he can't ever translate it. Blabber's brain has been fried for years on end. Debatably can have some good games, but a lot of run it down ones. Loki is not bad, but it feels like when he plays against Quad and Quid, he just kind of just can't really ever outmatch them, generally speaking. He just makes a lot of mistakes. He aggressively positions in positions that he really shouldn't be in. He always makes mistakes with his ults constantly. He was losing his APA. Really honest here. He definitely has potential. There's definitely something there, but I don't know if he's fixed those issues yet. Sven and Vulcan, we knew Sven was a band-aid situation from Berserker leaving. Their bot lane is not what it was for Sven and Vulcan 2020, 2021. They haven't been that good together in a while, honestly. They just kind of made a bunch of band-aid moves. That's really all they did. And the same issues are there. The same issues keep popping up. They have no idea what they want to do mid-game, about how to win games. They're always over-inting into many situations. Reaper had said in that video, when they die, constantly when you watch their videos, they're like, oh, Blabber just died. I'm sorry. My bad. After a while, it just gets to be dude, you're just is there no accountability for any of these guys? If someone runs it down on me, okay, maybe you die twice, shit happens, right? When a motherfucker is dying 5, 6, 7, 8 times, you keep saying my bad. It's dude, can you stop saying that? I know you don't mean it. Why are you just speaking? You know, I don't know if they can fix those issues. I hope with this split they do, but I'll have to watch their games to see. If I see the same issues popping up, literally after this week, if I see the same issues pop up, I'm like, I'm done. Give me next split. These issues aren't getting fixed anytime soon. 100 Thieves, Sniper, I think is going to be their. I don't know if Sniper. The problem with him is that like, if he's still going to be their wink link like last split, then I don't know if they can win.
Better at the right time. This is what happened. I remember that they said that 100 Thieves might have been sick, or I don't know, something happened to him. Partly, I believe that. Also, I do believe Team Liquid was just more prepared. That's the fucked up thing about it. Like,
yeah, because it didn't feel like Ayla or FBI had a relatively bad split. I feel like they were fine.
Nah, they were decent, but they never got better, but they never got worse. They stayed the same.
Yeah, there was just an equalizer. That was what they needed. They needed a stable third carry with Quid and Sniper when he was playing a little bit better. And then River was okay.
River was decent.
I feel like he had the greatest play, but it was okay. I think
it's very predictable in how they play.
If Cloud9, Team Liquid, and FlyQuest play where people think they should, 100 Thieves should be comfortably fourth. But then again, we said that last split. And
I'm gonna say this: after seeing all these teams play, it's any given day with these 4 teams.
Yeah, it's just a toss up.
For me, if I had to rank 4-1, 4 is Cloud9 because they look like the absolute weakest out of the 4.
Okay,
I don't believe that their bot lane is better than any of the 3 above them.
Yeah,
their Santos is Loki is 50-50, and I don't think Blabber is the genius that he like people.
No, even when Blabber beat Inspired in their series, I still think Inspired's better. He was actually outplaying him in that series anyway. It's just the fact that Bwipo became retarded like usual.
Yeah. I will put 100 C's at third, but they're barely behind number 2. I think and the thing is too, a lot of times with 100 C's, there's always going to be somebody that fucks up. It's usually Sniper, but it's not always Sniper. When it's not Sniper fucking up, I think 100 Thieves could play around Sniper fucking up.
The problem with 100 Thieves is they have really horrible objective controls. Golden Glue, I don't know what he's telling them, but they need to understand that you can't be giving up 5 dragons like that. You can't do that. Not in this day and age in League. You go 4 or 5 dragons.
I think you give up 5 dragons if the opposite team only took 2 towers.
If you have a good map state, maybe.
That's the one thing about 100 Thieves. They're the good map state. Their lane phase is ass. But they know how
lane phase is terrible.
They know how to get jungle and tower objectives.
But then if we're talking about FlyQuest is a team where they have that little peak there. Debatable, I guess.
FlyQuest is my number 2 team. And you'll be surprised.
Last split, I called them Fool's Gold. They have a team where they have Inspired, who's debatably like the best player in the league.
Yeah.
I guess you could say debatably. Quad, I think is a good mid laner. I think Quad and Quid, I think they're the best mid laners so far. So you have that.
Yeah.
But I just don't think Busio's he's gonna be the main reason why they constantly can't win. He's just not an impactful player in any way.
It's not Busio.
You gonna play Masu?
No, not Masu.
Oh, you're blaming retard.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to when FlyQuest won. FlyQuest didn't win because they beat Team Liquid. They beat Team Liquid because Team Liquid beat themselves. Team Liquid forgot about the main objective. They forgot that their nexus was completely exposed. If they sent back 2 people, Team Liquid wins that series. Like in 5 games. Team Liquid has consistently been the best team. That's why they're able to look like shit and still win. The sad part about it is Team Liquid's the best team. They just are absolute shit when it comes to international. I think FlyQuest, they took that momentum of winning. They, like you say, the fools go. And this is what happens sometimes when you win.
They legit made top 8 because they beat Team Liquid. Yeah, another bad NA team.
When you win and you sometimes get the confidence that you get a boost that you're better than what you believe you believe that you are something more than what you actually are.
Yeah.
You're like, and that's what happened with FlyQuest. It's like they got that confidence. Now Whipple's like, oh, now motherfuckers, oh, yeah, people should be afraid of, show me your screams and stream your screams. It's like Whipple has that confidence now. It's the same thing that happened with Kyrie Irving in 2016. When you get somebody who's cocky as shit, a championship, now that motherfucker is unstoppable.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this guy won a championship in the LCS, and as we know now about how bad this region is, does that even debatably mean shit anymore in the modern day? I would say nothing, honestly.
But when you keep getting doubted, and then you win.
Yeah,
you win the faction you did. Oh, no.
I always call those kind of teams, those are like trap teams in a way. So, like, when a team, so like people said on Reddit, I was going through a thread, they were like, why is no one talking about Thunder Talk? You know, the LPL team with Bitch One? He's always been a trash. So the reason why most people wouldn't talk about a team like that is because they've been never good, you know? Yep. So when they're randomly good, you're thinking like, you know, this isn't going to last.
Like anyone legend.
Yeah. So like FlyQuest typically was never really ever great in anything, by LCS standards. And now that it's LTA, they had their one trophy from the last split of the LCS. They had that Gen G series where, you know, motherfuckers are bragging about a series they didn't even win because that's how bad LTA is. I'm bragging about a series that I didn't even win.
But in their heart, they took Gen G to 5 games when everyone was saying 3-0.
Yeah.
Everyone said 3-0. There was 2 people that said, oh, we said 3-1. Gen G was down.
I guarantee you that's probably the coaches. The coaches probably like, we said 3-1. It's like you guys work for them.
Gen G was down 2-1 in the series. In game 4, they wake up, put their foot in the ass. In game 5, they work them like a puppet. It was like
all the games they played that they lost, that they played complete, like they got completely
absolute stomps, butt fucks, that's why I knew that wasn't the real them. Like they had that thing where they just played well on that specific day. But if you look at FlyQuest in the entirety of it, they're not that kind of team. Guys, if they were that good of a team, why don't they just fucking win back-to-back? This league is not good to the point where you straight up, they could have went back-to-back. They could be, they have a better team than 100 Thieves, debatably. They could beat them. They could also beat Team Liquid. Like, this is the team that kind of just had a lot of decent luck at a certain moment in time, and it just kind of went to their heads. I guarantee you right now, if they play against Gen G will fist the shit out of them. Like, don't forget, they're up 2-1. That means at one point, they had to... Like, it's the same thing. They were up 2-1, and the thing is, Team Liquid just got their necks was exposed. Like, they didn't beat Team Liquid as Team Liquid beat themselves. And then they took that. Now they're believing they're something and they're not. Now they're taking that. Now they're practicing. Now, like, think about it. Don't forget, they swapped mid-season after they got butt fucked at MSI. You remember that?
All they had was Jensen before they went to MSI because that's when we allowed 2 teams, and we saw how it works. They couldn't get a play-ins.
Like T1 was like, oh, we're stuck here.
Sometimes I want you guys to go back and watch that T1 versus FlyQuest series for comedy.
Yeah, there's people saying, oh, T1 stuck there with FlyQuest. No, FlyQuest stuck in the cage is T1. Yeah, you think T1's a friend of FlyQuest? He was looking at FlyQuest like a big black dude looking at Riley Reid.
Another thing to bring up here is that we know that FlyQuest potentially just had a good day and played better on the stage that day because every single one of these players in the video content, in their interviews, constantly, year in and year out, many different pros from NA, they're always talking about them losing massive scrims to Korean teams. I don't think I've ever heard of a player from like North America talking in a way where they had a positive day of winning scrims against a Korean team. It's never happened. Sven said they scrimmed against every top 4 team at Worlds in 2023. And he said they lost every series. I don't doubt for a second they literally didn't beat a single team in scrims. I think they just played better on that day and rose to the occasion. And even when they rose to the occasion, they still lost. They didn't win, you know? And keep in mind, that team plays against any of the other teams. They're getting smoked too. They're not beating any team. They're not beating T1. That for sure wouldn't have happened. Like, T1 would have probably beat the shit out of them. They weren't going to beat LNG. They weren't going to beat Weibo. They weren't going to beat Hanwha Life. They lost to DK. They did lose. They didn't beat Hanwha Life either. They lost to DK and Hanwha Life, and they lost to Gen G. They lost to.
I believe FlyQuest would have lost to G2. I believe they would have.
They did lose to G2 at the EWC, if you want to count that.
Yeah. I believe they would.
Oh, crazy! Yeah, that's the last time I think EU beat NA. Yeah, it's crazy. Yep. Fucking hell.
Because
so they lost to every top 3 Korean team.
Yep.
These were all best of. I think they were all best of 3s. These weren't like best of 1s. They lost to every single Korean team except T1. They never faced T1, but they lost to all the other ones. So I would assume since you went 0-3 against the other 3 Korean teams.
I mean, technically T1 is the reason why FlyQuest got better. Faker fucked Jensen so goddamn hard, got kicked off the team. Fuck them.
Faker beat them so hard that they mental boomed.
Like literally just bent Jensen over the table, just told him to take that. And then
Sven,
and then they told him
only
to take
beat
that.
Sven only beat Faker once. He went 1-10 again. Everyone just loses. To be fair, everyone just now loses to Faker. If you're in NA, you've always lost to Faker.
Bitch. Like, you know, how many times has Faker get Jensen kicked off the team? Or people now like you Faker sent Jensen to the gulag. Because this is what it's a chain of events. Faker fucks you at MSI. And then you get fucked by PSG.
It was PSG. Yep, they lost to Maple.
And then Maple fucks you. No Vaseline. And then FlyQuest's like, thank you for your service. And then you got Inspire talking shit about you. And then, now we won. Oh, see, we won with a new mid laner. It's like, oh shit.
Good lord. Because Whipple was basically saying like how lazy Jensen was and he didn't want to practice, and that sounds pretty reasonable. Yeah, a lot of these pros are lazy in here. The region, you can tell by the level of gameplay, it doesn't improve. Like they're like, well, we play 10 hours a day, 18 hours a day. We play 13 hours a day. Don't like there's no improvements. I love how they're playing this much and there's no improvement. It's mostly like maybe that's just your ceiling. I don't think you can improve past where you're going to get. But I do have to head out of here because I got to go get this comic book read and I got to do the show with Warren. But anything you want to plug beside my wife before we go?
I'm gonna have a video out soon. I had one out, but I was like, I didn't like the quality of it. I'm probably just gonna stick to market watches and discussion videos. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to market watches and discussion videos. I feel like that's the one that's getting views. That's mean you should have one out in the next couple of days. I've just been busy because I've been working 12-hour shifts. It's oh my god.
Are you gonna get the one Pokemon market watch up?
Hopefully I can get that up by Saturday. This is the first night where I don't have to go in early tomorrow. It's like crazy. I was like, oh shit! I've been going in early all week. It's like,
well, it's not that they know the game better, and plus their players are just mechanically stronger. Their players are just better. If we're being honest here.
There's no superpower that Koreans have. I mean,
they're really good at video games. That's
that plus they got a better diet over there, in a sense.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of different reasons why, like I know people say
there's less distractions over there in Korea. It's just League, and that's it. Over here, everything else but League. That's the sad part. No, it's all close. It's to the point where it's not all close. At some point, you gotta look at the players and be like, these players are just not good, or they're good. They just are not good enough to beat these Korean teams.
Well, we're talking about just League. That's what we're talking about. I'm saying just in League, they're just better. I think at this point, if you haven't had that pill to swallow, I don't know what else could happen. It's crazy. As of recently, they've won the last 4 international events. Keep in mind, even when we were talking about first stand this year, we knew no team had any chance against Hanwha Life. We knew that.
First stand World, EWC, MSI, all Korea. Worlds before that was Korea. MSI 2023 was the last time a non-Korean team won. And that team had half, and then JDG, half of JDG's team was Koreans.
Ruler was Korean. That's it. What was it? Yeah. Oh, Kanavi's Korean.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, 2/5 of the team. And then before that, all that goes into them just being better at the game than all that stuff. All that stuff they're better at.
I'm like, all that is one collage of them being better. The mechanics are stronger, right? The way they think about the game is generally stronger. The way they play the game out is better. Like the way they actually play out ways to set up something is better. Also, keep in mind, when they're playing up against NA teams, I don't even think they're even trying as hard, honestly. Like, guys, they lose in scrims. Like I said before, I don't think there's a time a North American player came back and said we had a positive win rate in scrims against Koreans. Never happened. It's never happened. Blabber straight up said they lost to T1 in one scrim in 5 minutes. That's just you getting completely shitted on. There's no way that's not even a skill gap. Well, it's I dealt from it. It's a skill gap. Come on. We've seen it on stage with so many LCK versus NA games. It's just, they're just better. It's just what it is. You know, it could be coaches. It could be all like coaches and infrastructure. It could be all that stuff. The players are just on average stronger, and the coaches are just better at knowing how to actually, you know, think about the game. Because I don't think any of our teams are. I mean, just look at what happened in Brazil. Like, you know, the Cloud9 look if they got any better. Not really. You know. Also, I mean, playing up against better competition hasn't even helped them either. Like, these guys have had Korean boot camps. That doesn't help them, honestly. These guys have had multiple Korean boot camps. None of it's translated to anything, you know? Sometimes you got to realize, hey, we have to beat these guys in a different way. That's all that can happen. You beat them either in a different way, or you're just going to be, we're going to be in Korean supremacy for the most part, you know? I don't think, are Koreans in Counter-Strike? I don't think they are. I don't think they have a dominant Counter-Strike presence.
I don't believe so either.
Like fighting games are also, they're very good at fighting games. Not Koreans, like Asians are very good at fighting games.
I know Koreans, if not League Valorant to Valorant, I remember that's where Gen G, crazy though, that's where Gen G's better is Valorant.
I don't follow Valorant too much, but I know that there's been some NA teams that have won Valorant.
Oh, no. NA teams are much better at Valorant than League of Legends. That's obvious. That's easy.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I think it's also a combination of players getting on the same board with the coaches. It feels like for the Western teams, it feels like the players and the coaches are always at odds on everything. But it feels like when you're talking about Korean teams, it feels like they're always in, like, even if they disagree on how to play the game, the players will still try to take what the coaches are telling them and put it into the game. You know, it feels like for here, none of the players here listen to the coaches. No one can ever convince me Razork is listening to those coaches. And keep in mind, it wouldn't matter anyway. He's just a dirty inter.
You know the thing is, too, they value the coaches' suggestions more in other games than this.
They do. Korean, like, it's the hierarchy of, like, you should probably listen to your elders in Korea versus, like, the West, where you treat, like, your teacher kind of like as just another friend, you know, or like just a work buddy. Like, there's no amount of coaches that can help Fnatic. That's never going to work. Fnatic are just in-team trash for the most part. You could take Dandy from Hollow Life Esports and put him over in Fnatic, and that would make them better because they're not listening. They literally have a brain like a barrier that just doesn't listen to anyone, you know? So, like I think it's a combination of both things, but I think that their players are better. I'm just going to say that. The players are better. I think the mechanical skill on NA players are just not, they're okay. Like, some of them can stand out, you know? But anything else you want to bring up before we head out?
Nah, this is crazy, man. These teams are, like, okay, the LTA teams, real quick, they're good. They just will never be top tier. In my opinion, they'll never be top tier, but that's not a problem. Sometimes you're as good as you get, you know?
Yeah, and keep in mind, even with better coaches, like, that can only get you so far. It can. Because there were times when NA had a lot of decent coaches here. It only got them so far because at a single point, that skill level of that team is going to hit a ceiling when you face a better team than you. You can be as good as you are, but if there's someone that's just better, it's not really much that's going to come of that, you know? That's just kind of how it works. That's how sports works, and that's how it always is. But tonight, can't wait to go watch the Lakers lose to Golden State. But I'll just be living in that hell forever. So
right now they're down by 10 2 minutes ago. Up 3. Somebody just shot at 3. I have
Good
no
Lord.
idea who it is, but
God.
they're down by 7 with less than 2 minutes ago. I'm watching on Paramount right now, or not Paramount, HBO or Max.
You forget Coach Kim, who was the coach of Dignitas and who coached IG. He was the coach of Dignitas before. But then again, that level of roster that he had on Dignitas was trash. And he also mentioned this, I think, in an interview. He said the players just wouldn't listen to him. Guys, Coach Kim has won World, multiple splits, won an MSI. Or no, that was Mata. Or was that Mata on Genji? No, that wasn't him. Oh, yeah, that wasn't him. That was someone else. No, Mata was 2023. Whatever. I'm pretty sure he won MSI with Genji last year. Like, Coach Kim was here in NA. He left because they didn't listen to him. Like, I don't understand what's the point of hiring coaches if you don't listen to them. Like, we had some pretty knowledgeable people come here. The players are just, that's a player thing. The players just don't, I think, believe in coaching that much. You know, they think they're just so much better in the game than the coach. But yep, that's pretty much it. So we'll be back here again on Sunday to talk about LTA games, LEC, LCK, you know, and we'll be back here and we'll see how it goes. Chad's going to end up butt fucking Lennon, eating her shit out. James will probably have sex with her mom, and I'll be inside my house beaten off constantly. So see you guys later. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. We'll see you guys on